Good morning, Aquarius. This is going to be your video. And I made sure I turned on all my lighting this morning. I deliver newspapers in the morning and I get done around 5 a.m. And what I've been doing is I've been coming in the morning and I've been making a video, and then I upload it when I'm sleeping, because I go back to sleep probably from about maybe 6 to about 8:30, 9 o'clock. And my internet's really slow. It takes about 2 hours to upload a video. So I'm like, well, it might as well upload while I'm sleeping. I am doing my personal paid readings differently now. I'm doing it via video chat. They are $50 for, and you get about a 40-minute session, 40-minute session. You get that much of my time. And we actually interact, and I get a sense for your energy, and I can really let you know what's blocking you in different areas of your life, as far as love or money, any type of abundance issues or blocks. And also, if you would like to make an energy donation, you can do so through the same Cash App handle or the same PayPal email that I'll put in the description of the video. When I was doing my paper route this morning, I have always sensed spirits, or what I call extra energies. I've always sensed them. I've always felt them. And I translate energy. That's what I do with the cards too. That's why a lot of times I get personal stories or scenarios, because energy is really hard to describe and it has no language. But I have this one particular spirit guide we've had many past lives together. Also, I'm doing past life videos. So every week, check out my past life video that I'm making. I got a little sidetracked just now, but he and I have had several past lives together. In this life here, he was my grandfather, but he's also in other past lives. He's been my neighbor. He's been my father. He's always been a fatherly type figure to me. So when I was doing my paper route this morning, he was with me, and I actually, lately I've been seeing, I'm sorry, my dog's making all kinds of noise, both of them. Lately I've been seeing and hearing spirits. And it kind of startled me at first when I first started seeing them, because I was like, oh my goodness, this is not what I'm used to. This is not my gift. But it's coming through, and I've been really kind of facing a lot of fears and stuff. But anyway, I looked in the rearview mirror, and the rearview mirror is always real scary, especially when you're a woman doing paper out in the morning in the dark by yourself. And I could almost see a form in the back seat, and it kind of startled me, and I was like, whoa. And he was like, don't worry, it's me. Everything's going to be all right. You don't need to be scared. But he did have several messages that came through for this particular reading, so I'm going to incorporate them as we go, because I've really been channeling messages from him, and I call him Dr. George. So if you hear me refer to Dr. George, that's what I'm talking about. But he's helped me with several of my videos lately, with lots of really, really, really good information, so be prepared for it. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. That was a little bit of a lengthy introduction. We have the Hangman. And the Hangman is all about being stuck. And the reason why I feel like you are stuck is because you are expecting things to look a certain way. You still have a lot of expectations about how your life should look. And this has come up for several of the signs this week. Let things be messy. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. Everything doesn't have to be labeled. Everything doesn't have to be understood. This is all about developing faith. One of the messages that came through for me this morning from Dr. George was organized religion. I was one of Jehovah's Witnesses for 20 years. Until I had soul recognition with my twin flame in 2016, and I started spiritually awakening, which I really feel like happened more in 2014 when my mom died. It really started preparing me for recognizing my soul, having that soul recognition. And if you don't watch my twin flame videos, do check them out. So the message that came through was all of that had to happen because it taught me faith, and it also taught me to realize that there's a lot going on in the spiritual realm. Now, organized religion, this is a message, this is not me, I'm channeling my spirit guide. Organized religion can be a lower vibration. The reason why it can be a lower vibration is because it's ego-based. Religion is like literally the most ego-based institution in the world, because it's like my beliefs are right and yours are not. And it's very closed-minded, very rigid. And plus, I'm not taking away from churches or synagogues or mosques or nothing like that. But you're basically dependent upon other people outside of yourself to provide you spiritual food. When you start ascending, you get that directly from source, and you no longer need religion. You connect to your own soul. You connect directly to source, and then your vibrations raise. So my situation was with religion was that it taught me faith. And it did teach me, it opened me up to the fact that there was a whole spiritual world out there that I couldn't see, that I had to believe was there. And so that was like the first part of my awakening. And so basically the energy that I'm getting with this card is faith. Faith that everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to. And that you need to stop trying to micromanage or control everything. Because everything's happening for a reason. We have the Ancestors and Generations card. Clearing ancestral family patterns has been a big theme for the past 2 weeks. This has been the energy for the collective consciousness. So if you are awakened or conscious at all, this applies to you. I mean, it applies to everybody, but everyone isn't aware that is going on, and you are, so you're ahead of the game. Look at any type of conflicts that you've had lately, and look at the lessons in them. I know this past week, I literally had 3 separate conflicts with people. And I thought, what the hell? I'm higher vibrational. Most of the time I'm in the 5th dimension. I try to stay out of the 3D because I've eliminated anybody with sketchy lower energies, because that will drag your energy down. And you know, I'm not judging. It's just because I've been in that energy too. It's just I'm not taking that in. So I have really good boundaries in place. So I'm like, why in the hell am I attracting these conflicts with people? Well, the reason is because I found myself being very angry and really holding on very tight and being very, I had like a grudge. I'm like, I'm not going to let this shit go. And I worried about it, and it festered and it grew. And my spirit team let me know that is what this is teaching you. How many times do you not let things go? How many times do you hold grudges? My mom held grudges. Her mom held grudges. Her mom held grudges. My grandma died being mad at people that her 2 nieces she didn't speak to for like 20 years. 20 years. Just never let anything go. And do you know how much energy that takes to be bitter and angry and spiteful and holding on to shit? That takes a lot of energy away from other things like manifesting, and unforgiveness is the leading cause of cancer. So at that point, I was aware of the fact that I am clearing that pattern, that family pattern that we've been stuck in forever. You know, and it was other things that came up. So do really, really take a look at things that are coming up. And plus this ancestor, this generations card, I told you, Dr. George, we've had several past lives together. He's been my father, been my grandfather, been my neighbor. Your ancestors are here to guide you and help you as well. Beautiful card, beautiful energy. I love that message just now. We have the 6 of Wands. Wow, she's making all kinds of noise. And basically, this is almost like the energy I'm getting with this is almost like a homesick feeling. Someone could literally feel homesick. Maybe you've been spending time away from home lately. Maybe you've been working too much. You want to spend more time at home. Maybe you need a whole day just to lay around the house in your pajamas, you know, and do things that you like. Maybe watch Netflix or read a book. The other thing is, I feel like this is that spiritual journey. A spiritual journey can be very lonely at first because people don't understand and people think that you're going crazy a lot of times. I know people, so many people this year told me and talked about me real bad, saying I was having a nervous breakdown, I was having a midlife crisis because I lost 2 jobs. I lost a job in November, I lost a job in January. I left a marriage of 20 years. So it looked like I was having some sort of nervous breakdown when really I was shedding things that no longer served me. And so at first, initially, it can be very lonely, especially as you start losing people and losing things. But true power comes when you're not scared to lose anything or anyone and you're not afraid to be by yourself. That message came up. To clarify that card, we have the transition card. Oh, and I opened up the book to this page because the message was so beautiful. It says, a transition. It's number 6. Let me make sure. Yeah. This is the house of change and movement. It is all about the times in between, where we rest and take stock of who we are and what we want and where we are going on our journey. It shows too where we may be the most confused. So I do feel like this card here clarifies this hangman energy, this feeling stuck and feeling confused and not knowing which way to turn. Go with your gut instinct. Follow your feelings. Never go with your head because your head is your ego. And it's your monkey mind and it's going to always mislead you. Your ego does not want you to be happy at all. So, but understand at the same time there are no mistakes. So whatever, it's like the universe uses everything. Sorry, I heard something outside my window. It kind of freaked me out a little bit. The universe uses everything. So there's never any waste. But I do feel like there are some changes coming in for you. Do pay really close attention to any type of signs. And I have said this before, it literally can be a billboard. It can be something showing up in like your news feed. It could be an email that you receive. Pay very close attention. Even your dreams, there are messages. And these are ways that our spirit team leads us and guides us. We have the Tower card. And so this is all about receiving some sort of clarity. And this can actually be that whole waking up to the fact that, you know what? And one message that's coming through is that maybe people you thought were your friends, you know, maybe they're jealous, they're envious of you. Maybe, like I said, your romantic partner is not suitable for you anymore. You're not happy with them. And so your soul is wanting something else. And so a lot of times when we don't walk away from situations that we're supposed to, that we're being guided to, oh, you'll know if it's not for you anymore because it'll be snatched away. Trust me. I know. I was divinely guided for like the past year or so, year and a half, to leave a job, and I wouldn't do it. And then in January, it all came crashing down. And my thing was I had a lot of judgment from a lot of people. A lot of judgment. And so another message that's coming through is to stop worrying about what other people think. Stop worrying about it. You know, because that is how you take back your power also. It's just not giving a damn how people feel about you. I know that I used to feel like, well, we have to conform somewhat to society. Who says? Who says? You know, there's basic laws and rules that we have to follow, which if you're like me, you don't do well with. I really don't. I really do not do well with rules or laws, but I'm working on it. Because those are very matrix. You know, if you look at it, if you look at situations like that, as far as like the news or politics, those are very matrix. I've talked about the matrix before. We are divine beings having human experiences, and we simulate these experiences. Okay, so what the if you look at simulations or demos or anything in the matrix, the news would be the perfect example. Politics would be the perfect example. And we align to different situations. You know, if you really raise your vibrations and you get up into like where you're in the fifth dimension and you stop paying attention to the news, you will start ascending more and more, because you will realize that you really are creating your own reality. To clarify that card, we have everything's okay. Don't worry, it's all working out in a beautiful way. This is such a beautiful card, and I do feel that. And that was another message that came through for me this morning, was when I was channeling Dr. George's messages, actually communicating with him, because we spend a lot of time, you know, communicating. I was like, man, I really, you know what, if I had about, let's say, $2,000-$3,000, I could pay off all my bills and I could invest in my business. You know, my thing is I'm very independent, and I've always been, like, I've always gone out and gotten money. It's really hard for me to ask anybody for anything. It's really hard for me to receive anything from anybody. And so when I said this morning, I said, you know, I really could use this money. He said, we've been waiting for you to ask us. The universe wants you to ask us for what you need and what you desire, and to put your intentions out there. And he was like, was asking me what all I would do with the money. And I told him, I would, pay up my car. I would, pay off this, I would pay off that, pay off my son's tuition, pay my insurance for the year, invest some money in my products. And he said, what I want you to do is I want you to focus on it, know it's coming, start being grateful for it now, even start planning what you're going to do with the money. Start being grateful for it. And you will receive the money. And I said, well, what if I don't? See, I don't like to be surprised. I don't like to be blindsided. I don't like to be disappointed. And my mom always taught me, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. So that's another ancestral pattern that I'm clearing, is that thinking. And so basically he was like, what is the worst that could happen if you focused on that money and you didn't get it? You have nothing to lose. So I'll let y'all know, but I'm working on manifesting that money right now. And so that was the other message that came through. And he said, do tell them in your Aquarius video today about what I told you about manifesting the money. And so I said I would, so here it is. We have the Knave of Cups. And so basically what I'm getting with this is that rushing forward and fighting battles. Really feeling like you have had like maybe a 2 or 3 front battle, like maybe you've been fighting several people at one time. And it's really draining you. And you're like I was. What in the hell am I doing to align to this situation? But it's here to serve you, and it's here to teach you. Let the universe fight your battles for you. Fall back, surrender it over to the universe, ask for divine selection in everything. Ask for the highest possible outcome in all areas of your life, and save your energy from manifesting, and stop fighting the battles. Stop giving your power away. Stop letting people suck your energy dry, because there are people out there who will do that. I don't know how many times I've had to leave so many groups, and I've had to block so many people, because what they'll do is they'll bait you. And even that's why I disable comments on here sometimes too, because people really want to get a reaction, because they really want your energy. They like that, and they like to, some people just live for that. That's what they live for. To clarify that, we have Gaia, and this is such a beautiful card, Shine On. So, pull your energy back, focus on yourself, your own self-growth. Gaia is Mother Earth. Get outdoors. The whole theme of this is to get outdoors and connect to nature. That is where you will ground yourself, and that is where you will get your spiritual guidance, to where you will know how to get unstuck and how to move forward. Spend more time outdoors and do connect. This is such a beautiful card. We have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands traditionally is the twin flame card. So if you are wondering if you're on a twin flame journey, this is the confirmation that you are. I know it can be a tricky journey to navigate. Do check out my twin flame videos. Yeah, this is a twin flame card. This is a twin flame confirmation, because typically with the Four of Wands, it's the 11-11. It's like the two wands on this side and the two wands on this side, 11-11. So yeah, that's definitely a twin flame confirmation card for somebody. To clarify that, we have the Sun card. So basically what I'm getting with this is that there's going to be a very positive outcome. And I'm getting that this is in the area of romance. But you have to be in that place of faith and stop worrying about something going wrong. A lot of times we'll get into a relationship and we'll just be going along. We'll be like, oh, wow, this is the most amazing thing in the world. And then our fears creep in and we start foreseeing problems. And understand this almost always has to do with exes. If you are in a relationship and it's going very well, and then all of a sudden you start having doubts or fears or worries, it's because of an ex. Do clear your energy from whatever relationships that you've been in, so that you do not carry them over into this one. Or you will attract those. That's exactly what you'll get, because we have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is typically about a third party. But like I said, I feel very strongly that this is a situation that you are creating yourself. Maybe you are accusing your partner of something, or maybe you're looking to find something wrong and you're creating this scenario in your mind and you're aligning to it. And even if you're not openly accusing your partner of cheating or having someone else or being disloyal or being unfaithful or not being true, they can sense this. This is a heavy energy, and they can pick up on this, and it's a very repelling energy. And like I said, we create by where we vibrate at. The law of attraction is not a concept. It's a spiritual law, divine truth that is always working, whether or not you're working with it or not. Normally, this happens by default. You have to get to the point where you're consciously creating and telling yourself better stories. So do clear the stories that you've been telling yourself. A past life relationship, you have known each other before. Aha. This is definitely a twin flame reading. Now understand, soulmates have had past lives together too. Like Dr. George is a soulmate. People misunderstand soulmates. We have a whole soul family that we travel different dimensions and different timelines together, and we play different parts. And we plan these experiences together before we incarnate into the next life. And these people are soulmates. It can be a sister, father, it can be a pet, it Could be an aunt, an uncle, grandparent. Now, a twin flame is your exact energy, your exact soul, split in two bodies. And like I said, you've been together before because you know you are the same soul. So even if you weren't in two separate bodies before having physical relating experiences, you're always together. You've always been together since the beginning of your time, since you've been created. So do check out my other videos. Beautiful. Now we have the mature man and the wealthy man, and this can be, you know, women. It could be the mature woman and the privileged lady in this deck. And so basically what I'm getting with this is that whole energy that I was talking about earlier about asking the universe for what you want. Okay? Be mature enough to be responsible for your own energy, for what you create. Whatever it is you are creating, stop the blame game, stop the victim mentality, and realize that you're creating it and create a better reality for yourself. Decide what kind of reality you want and create it. Imagine it. Be the magician. It's beautiful. All right, let me go ahead and read this postcard oracle card. I have not read this yet. Dearest you, there are times in life when taking a risk is better left for another day. Other times are perfect for taking that leap, no matter how dangerous it might seem. We'll hold on to your parachute strings, for today is leap time. Realize that no matter what, we will not let you fall, drown, or get lost, or hurt yourself in any way on this one. Even if it may feel like you are in free fall, we're here for you, and you can stop freaking out about getting hurt and relax into this transition to something new. We have that transitions card. All the elements are in place, and your soul is ready for a new experience. No matter what you're asking about, it's time to take the risk and do the thing that scares you. No matter what happens, you will land softly right on target. Don't worry about the outcome. Spirit's got that covered. It's taking the leap itself that's the point. We love your courage. Embrace it. Wow, that is a beautiful card. And it does go along with this transition card right here. And the everything's okay card. As perfect. And the sun card, which is very, very positive. Very positive outcome. And your ancestors are supporting you. I mean, they said it right here. Well, that is absolutely perfect. So I will include in the description of the video my contact information if you want the paid video reading or if you want to make an energy donation, and do check my other videos out. Thank you.